Hi, this is Dena with Left Lane Finds. I'm looking down because I'm going down the steps. Woo, it is bright and sunny out. It's awesome today. It rained all day yesterday. I am walking a sold item up to the mailbox. It's right here. Try to cover up the information. Oh. Anyways, so this is my reseller vlog. It's part of a series of vlogs that I do. It's all related to reselling. I sell on eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. I'm a part-time reseller, and there's all kinds of little tidbits of information that we need to know and keep up with. And of course, I got one for you guys today. Guess what? We have a coalition. If you haven't received that message from Poshmark, or I haven't seen one, although I think eBay, it's harder for them to communicate with everyone because I think you got to search for the information. But anyways, I got a message from Poshmark that said, hey, we joined the coalition with Etsy, eBay, Macari, OfferUp, Reverb, and Tradesy. I'm like, wow. What's the coalition about? It's about 1099K fairness. And if you guys know, or you guys should know by now, is that you get the 1099 from those various sites based on your sales, based on the tax codes. Well, the tax codes changed, and it went from $22,000 a year down to $600. That's a pretty dang big difference. So anyways, that puts on an undue burden on everybody. The online merchants, you know, have a ton more of things that they have to do to track it, produce it, get that information out to everybody, you know, mail it out. You know, there's just tons and tons of cost around that. And then on top of that, there's tons of burden on the resellers or anybody who's just trying to, you know, sell some items. And the one point that they brought up, which is a pretty dang big point, is that if you're just, let's say you're on even Facebook Marketplace, most people are selling used items that they might have around the house they paid full retail price for. So there is no taxes. If you buy a, say, a $1,000 grill, use it for a year, and you're moving and decide you're not going to take it with you, and you sell it on Facebook Marketplace for $600, that will generate that $10.99 for you. But then you have to say, but I paid $1,000 for it. Like, I'm negative $400. So it's kind of dumb in a way that number is so low. And now for resellers that are making profit, it's a different story. We're trying to buy things for $1 and sell them for $10, and we make the difference, less fees and all that stuff. So it is a little bit different. But if you're selling stuff out of your own closet, your own shoes and things like that on Poshmark, just to make a little bit of money back, you know, on items that you don't use anymore, that is an undue amount of extra effort that you got to put into. And most people, I would say a ton of people, are not going to know about this and won't have any records around it either. Heck, if I want to sell my sneakers that I've had for 10 years, do you think I have a receipt for that from my closet? I might not even remember exactly how much I paid for them. I'm gonna be like, I think I paid like 50 bucks for them, and oh, they've just been sitting back there, and I'm just gonna sell them for 10 bucks. But anyways, I wanted to tell you guys about the coalition because they know all about their businesses and what we're doing. Oh, I'm at the mailbox. Let me get my item in. You guys will hear it go. Ooh, let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, I almost dropped it on the ground. Okay. In it goes. Yeah, I'll show you. Aha! That's the mailbox. Now I'm going to take the long way around. So anyways, we now have a coalition that is working for us. And so I think it's important, and it should have been made a long time ago. Of course, they didn't have a coalition before because they were all out on their own, doing their own thing, and they don't work together very well, I don't think. They're all just competing with each other. They see each other as competitors, all these different platforms. And there is probably another dozen or so platforms that I didn't mention that I don't know if they're a part of the coalition or not. They should be. It affects, you know, it could keep people from getting on the platforms. Oh, my hair's blowing out. It could keep people from reselling. It could cause a lot of resellers to give up and not do it at all. So it affects the platforms that way as well. And some people would be like, oh, well, less resellers, that's all the better for us. I'm like, not really. If these platforms don't grow, they can go out of business. And then that's all less, you know, all the less platforms we have to sell on. If they hurt financially, they may up the fees on us. You know, all kinds of repercussions can happen that are unforeseen. I should have wore a hat. But anyways, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that. And then, well, I had another topic, but I'm like, you know what? That I can save that for another day. I have a couple more topics, so I will continue to do these reseller vlogs, especially in the nicer weather. It's just so nice. Oh, the trees and flowers are all in bloom. Look at that sky. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Man, it was so cold and rainy yesterday. What a difference one day can make. So anyways, if you guys hear more about it or want to comment down below about the coalition, it's pretty interesting. You definitely need people fighting for us, lobbying for us, you know, around, you know, tax laws that may hurt, you know, more than just, you know, big giant corporations. It hurts the little guy, hurts the Main Street person. And I can tell you right now, most people have never done any reselling in their life, and they might just be selling, you know, a bunch of little items on Facebook Marketplace, you know, like, oh, we're gonna, you know, get rid of this clutter, we're gonna declutter the house by selling all this stuff, not realizing it's gonna generate a tax issue for them, and then they're going to be in panic mode about that. And be like, oh, well, what can I deduct, what can I, you know, it gets into a whole bunch of stuff, like, oh, can they deduct part of their cell phone bill because they use their cell phone to post the items? Like, there is so many things that you can, you know, say write off as a business expense. I'm like, it gets into a whole bunch of worms, a can of worms, as it's called. Oh, for a second there, I thought there was a yard sale over there. No, that was just some people doing some yard work. Anyways, let me get the hair out of my face here a little bit. Woo, windy, windy, windy. If you guys like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. I just thought of one more little tidbit to add to this video. Is if people get discouraged from selling online and they don't want to do a yard sale because they're like afraid of having to do taxes or something around taxes, that stuff might all go to the landfill. You might be like, well, they can donate it. Well, who's going to buy it at the thrift store if there isn't resellers? More resellers buy at thrift stores, and we buy carts full of stuff. Carts full of stuff. Tons of resellers support the thrift stores. And if resellers start dropping out of the market, then the stuff at thrift stores isn't going to sell either. And oh, I gotta show you this beautiful tree real quick. Isn't that pretty? That is just so, I just love these pink trees. Back to me. So we could be filling up the landfills again with stuff because people will just throw it out. It's always the easiest path, the path of least resistance, as they say. If people are told, like, let's say it's the first time they're selling something, and a note pops up and says, oh, by the way, if you sell over $600, you have to pay tax on that. They'd be like, oh, not worth it, and boom. Like, and you got to times that by millions of people. So I just wanted to add that on as a last thought. And I will see you guys later.